Hey guys, I am going to update you on my planning for my vacation um, to Australia, obviously. Uh, I'm not doing super great on the weight front. Not for a lack of trying. Um, I've done ferals, I've joined Beachbody, I did keep up with ferals very well. With Beachbody, I would say I'm not as great, but I'm doing diet bets and I'm keeping up with my diet bets, so drinking a lot of water. I'm exercising at least 3 times a week. I've been cooking at home more, or rather, having eating with my parents more, just because of COVID-19. Um, so, also, this vacation will be a welcome break. It'll be my reward for making it through COVID. I'm looking forward to the day that I can go to Australia. Um, and honestly, my only worry is that I'll never get to go because of COVID. This will never be over. Um, but if you want some escapism like me, here's what I've been planning. Um, Even though I haven't lost the weight, I still think it's important to do the follow through, as I've explained in other videos. It's important to follow through because, well, even if, uh, like, just if you watch that video about me wearing a bikini, um, yes, it was not great because I didn't lose the weight, and so I didn't feel comfortable in the bikini. But I met my best friend, so I don't believe in waiting for experiences, because if you're waiting for that what if day and that what if day never comes, like you can't wait your whole life for something that'll never come. So here's me planning my vacation. As you can see, airport time, checking bags, just all the hidden fees that come with airlines. Um, Goodness me, hope there's a lot of airlines still left. Like, whew, it's it's gonna be something, you know. It's going to be scary. I've been looking at flights, even way in the future, and I I don't know, I don't know what airlines are gonna be left. And I don't think they know either, so that's kind of scary. So flights in though, 500 is what I estimated. It'll probably be around 6 or 700, especially with the airline industry. It might even be a little more. Kind of teetering on the brink. Transportation for the day when I arrive, 200. By the way, this is not day one. Um, it'll take 36 hours to get there. So day one is just purely flight. And then day two is kind of like actually coming there, going to get food, go to a comedy club in like Brisbane, then transportation for the next day. Uh, Steve Irwin Zoo. Want to spend the whole day at the zoo. I haven't decided whether I want to spend 1 or 2 days at the zoo. So yeah, there we go for that. I probably should plan that out just a little bit more. It makes me nervous. Like, this makes me nervous because I have, like, what, 5? So, as I said, it'll be like, yeah, so this day 6 is like a whole day out. I plan for the flight, but I honestly need to block 2 days just for flights. And so it'll be like 6, 7, 8, even, I would say 8 days that I have planned out so far, and honestly probably needs to be 9 if I want to go to the zoo twice, which I'm thinking I might want to, just because I love it so much, and I haven't even been there. I've just done tons of research. Uh, Flight from Brisbane to Sydney, because, I don't want to drive, because they drive on the opposite side of the road, and that's yeah, I don't want to drive, and I don't want somebody to drive me there because that's going to be hella expensive. It'd be cheap to have a flight. Obviously, it'd be cheaper to take the train, but that'll take more time. And as you can see, time is not something that I have a lot of. So, flight to Sydney, food, transportation, big bus, premium Sydney 2-day tour is what I want to get. I'm gonna walk to most of these places. I don't know how much time I'll have for all of this. I might cut this and cut that out, as you can see, my priorities. Um, there we go. Transportation for the day. That's part of the big bus tour because I want to go to Bondi Beach, visit the Stairway to Heaven at Bondi Beach, then go back and walk to Sydney Harbour Bridge and the Royal Botanical Gardens. And perhaps go to a comedy club. I have decided not to go to Uluru or Monkey Mia, Penguin Parade, Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary, Australian Reptile Park. I do want to find a kayak though, see if I have time to kayak around the Harbour Bridge. These are the reasons why I'm doing this. Ayers Rock, I would obviously love to do all of these things, but I won't have time. I won't have the money. I just gotta prioritize. I honestly want to live in Australia so much right now. Reservations, nothing now. Just still working on this, obviously. Phone charger, cameras, camera chargers, journal, adapters for Australia, sunscreen, toothbrush, hairbrush, toothpaste, bathing suit, whatever I have. Haven't figured out what clothes I want. Yeah, probably need some makeup. I don't know what, though. I'll kind of decide that when I go. So, to-do list. Need to ask for that time off, book my flights, book bus tours, book Australia Zoo experiences. So just let my bank know when my trip is, in case they see any crazy activity like me spending on, I don't know, debit card purchases from out of the country. That's, usually a red flag for them. Let them know the dates, obviously, get my required vaccinations, just let my phone company know where I'm going abroad. Same kind of reason as letting my bank know. I don't plan on using my phone a whole lot. Yeah, might have to ask about that. Adapters. I also need to call somebody about, because of COVID-19, this specifically has been canceled, I've heard. Just finding the world, or I guess there's like a special vaccination doctor that I need to go to. And currently not really seeing anyone because no one's traveling. Um, adapters for Australia, bikini, just bought that, so I guess I can check mark it off. There we go. I have arranged this map into how I want to spend my day in Australia, in Sydney. This is how I'm spending my day in Sydney. I don't know whether I'll start from the bottom up or from here down, but this is the shortest walking distance to each point so that I would see each point. Obviously, if I'm coming back from one of those, honestly, I may just spend a day in Sydney if I decide to spend more time at the Seaverwin Zoo. But yeah. See, I'm gonna go to the Royal Botanic Gardens, Sydney Opera House. It's like my number one priority in Sydney. The Harbour Bridge, Sea Life Sydney Aquarium, Wildlife Sydney Zoo, Darling Harbour, Sydney Tower Eye. That's pretty much like the Sears Tower. So here's the things I wouldn't mind cutting. I wouldn't mind cutting the Sydney Tower, the Wildlife Sydney Zoo, the Sea Life Sydney Aquarium, just because, especially the zoo, because I'm already going to the Steve Irwin Zoo. Might get zoo overload. I don't think so though, because that's something about me. I don't think I've ever gotten zoo overload. Ever. Sydney Opera House, Sydney Harbour Bridge are my priorities, I would say. I wouldn't mind cutting the Botanic Gardens, but I feel like I appreciate Botanic Gardens more than I used to. Darling Harbour, wouldn't mind cutting that out. But I do want to kayak somewhere, so that's what I've planned so far. Thanks to my beach body coach for watching.